Thank you for joining. I appreciate you all. And you are very much welcome, everybody, for being part of today's show. Abisola, you want to say hello to everyone before I bring up Habila?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. So we'll have Habila Magwe, who is going to tell us more about this citizenship and investment. So it's really an amazing opportunity for you, for me, for everyone actually. So just stay tuned and enjoy this webinar. Thank you, Dr. Stephen, for this opportunity, sir.
You're welcome, and everybody else is welcome. So I'm going to be excited to be here. If you're excited, type I'm excited. Abisola is obviously excited. Who else is excited to be here? If you're excited, type I'm excited. I'm excited. Now, a couple of reasons. Let me give you some background reason because somebody was, sending this to me on Instagram that I should put the title should have been buy real estate and get citizenship or something. He should coin it somehow. And his argument was that since I'm into real estate, I'm not into immigration or traveling. So I know that it looks a bit different from what we really do, but of course, the real estate part is then the connection. Where you're able to buy property from us, then we're able to work with you to get your dual citizenship and a second passport. But more reason why I'm excited to push this is because some of you who know me know that I don't market products that I cannot myself use, or I don't market products that I'm not proud of. And the reasons for me why this was key, I've also had the same challenges many of you have had. Mine wasn't relocation. I've never fancied leaving Nigeria. I just, for whatever reason, I believe the darker the light, the darker the environment, the brighter the light. So, and even as I speak, my family is still Nigeria. I'm still Nigeria. I'm just setting up business here in Dubai. For some of you, think probably I've relocated. Okay, I love Nigeria. I live in Nigeria, and I don't think I will leave Nigeria for now. I may change my mind later, but I don't think so. But why was this important to me? I travel all over the world. I try to establish businesses, and I keep having roadblocks. Right? You produce your green passport. They check. I know one of my banks in America that they shut me down because I had done almost $500,000 on their account, and it was a personal account. And in their mind, they can't factor. I mean, they could see that I wasn't leaving the US. They could see that I was using a Nigerian passport. It doesn't make any sense to them. Okay, why a bloody Nigerian, we do such kind of transaction. So I remember also having an experience. I wanted to open an account in London. I registered a company in London, and I went with a friend of mine because of the issue of address and all of that. And what's your name? Stephen Akintayo. Oh, can we have your passport? I gave them my passport. Before you know, they came back. We're sorry, we cannot open an account for you at this time. The reason they won't tell you, okay, so that you don't sound racist. Okay, what's your crime? They won't tell you, but your crime is that you're a Nigerian or you're an African. Also, I remember I shared this the first time I traveled to the US many years ago. It was a World Bank conference, but I forgot my letter of invitation. So they were asking me why I was around. I said I'm here for a World Bank conference. Plenty grammar. The guy put my passport inside a yellow bag, asked me to follow a gentleman. I thought that was a normal process to enter the US. It was my first time. And then only for them to put me somewhere and say, sit there, I'll call you later. So I knew something was wrong. I've been to London prior to that time, to other countries. That wasn't the process. I knew something was wrong. So I called my visa consultant. He said, what bag did they put your bag? I said, yeah. He said, next is red. Once they put you red, you just appear in Nigeria. And he said in a very dramatic way. I didn't know when I stood up. It wasn't my turn yet. I just walk up to the immigration guy and say, hello, what's going on here? Okay. And the guy looked at me. He was stunned because my boldness and, of course, not following protocol, waiting for them to call me. And he said, "Don't I have the right to subject you to further interview?" I said, "Maybe you do, but I have been to other countries before. I've never had this kind of experience. So I don't know why you are putting me in this kind of, issue." And I remember he looked at me and said, "Because you Nigerians, you say half truth and half lie." Hey, Chineke Mo. The guy just dropped my rep like that. And I don't know. I believe Nigeria has a lot of challenges, but I don't have any regret God gave birth to me, Nigeria. I'm still very proud of Nigeria. I believe we have a lot to do to get better as a people, but I'm very proud Nigerian. So it got to me. I was very angry when he said, "You Nigerians, you say half truth and half lie." Immediately I said to him, "I'm not an ordinary Nigerian. Google my name." And of course he did, not like our own migrations where there's no internet or the generator has packed up. Google my name, and he saw that I've written books. Earlier, he challenged me that, yeah, he'll probably see some things I've done on social media. But I told him I've written books. I've had, interviews globally. At that point, he got curious and Googled my name, saw my book on Amazon, and that was it. In fact, he gave me special greeting, on behalf of the immigration, da 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 da. "Welcome to Atlanta, Georgia. You're obviously a very important personality from Nigeria." Suddenly, the same guy who was insulting me gave me some respect. So I don't know many of you, your stories, but many of us have had to be entrepreneurs, not even because we're living in Nigeria and have faced so much. Some of you are even currently outside Nigeria, but you've not regularized your immigration. And some of you are even doing well financially, but for some reason, that has become difficult. So the good news is that this type of visa guest is going to be sharing with us will still put you in a position to still visit these countries. Will still put you in a position to still decide to reside in this country, but this time around as a legal alien, because some of these countries have good treaties with whichever country you are. I can see a lot of you in diaspora also joining us, and I'm welcoming all of you from all over the world. Wherever you join us, please share this link. For those of you on Facebook, we're 90 something right now. I want you to share this link on Facebook or WhatsApp or LinkedIn. Just copy the link and hit the share button. A lot of diaspora groups that you know, please go share this link because a lot of people in diaspora need this. I remember one of my clients was chatting me up. Funny enough, he's even a Canadian citizen. But he said to me, "I need another passport, particularly anything that gives me access to the Arabian countries," okay, because he's into oil and gas. So for whatever reason, some people even have maybe a UK passport, but they still want something that could give them access to certain countries. So this is some of the advantage of this kind of class. So guys, share, 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 invite everybody, get everybody in here. And if you're excited, type "I'm excited" as I bring up my good brother from Borno State. I happen to be born in Borno State, so I'm very much of a Borno man. Habila Malgui, the first Black president of Arton Capital. How are you doing today?
Earl, Doctor, how are you? Good to see you again.
Yeah, good.
Online, wow.
Yeah, good. Are you back in Dubai or you're still in Turkey?
Ye- Yes, I'm actually back in Dubai, but I think I'm still in the Turkey mode, and that's why I have my turtleneck because we're still.
I can imagine. I
Yes,
imagine you're welcome. You're welcome. Everybody has been waiting for you, so you can take it away.
great. So, good evening, everybody, and I'm very excited to be on this talk today with my very good friend, Dr. Stephen. And like he rightfully said, that we are about to change the system, I would say, and also to impact a lot of lives in Nigeria and also, outside Nigeria. But the most important thing is helping each and every one of you out here, have a solid access to the world. It's very important that, access to good healthcare, to security, to education, is given to everyone. And one thing we believe is that borders should never be, a boundary for you to not to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. So when it has to do with your business, when for your children's education, for your healthcare, you should be able to have access to any part of the world easily. Now, my name is Habila, like you rightfully said, and I work for Arton Capital. And I don't know if I should just maybe give a rundown of us as a company. We are a global financial firm headquartered in Montreal, Canada. We also have offices in about 15 countries around the world. We've structured, the FDI programs, which happens to be the Citizenship by Investment program for over 15 countries. Now, this is a remarkable achievement for us. We're very excited to have done this, and we're happy to also bring this product to everyone, especially with the tie-up we're doing with Gtax Homes. There's an incredible opportunity whereby you're not just buying a property with Gtax Home, as well as you are getting a passport that can help you travel freely around the world. I don't know, Dr. Stephen, do you have questions you want me to run through, or um,
Yeah, I want us to just give a breakdown for the Antigua and Grenada, and then after that, we can take questions. So basically, I think how many countries, what are the requirements, and then we can start taking questions live.
great. So we're tying up with two countries alongside the property from GTEx Homes, and this is Antigua and Barbuda as well as Grenada. Now, why did we choose these two products? And I'm sure a lot of you will be asking us, why did we choose these two products? Well, we've chosen these two products because we believe and feel that these are very, very credible programs. They are very good, and it suits the need of mostly Africans. And this is why we are basically talking about this. Now, Antigua have got two types of programs, and one is the donation aspect, and the other one is the investment aspect. However, we're focusing more on the donation aspect because, of course, the investment aspect is being taken care of by GTEx Homes. So, of course, whatever property you buy from GTEx Homes is being tied, and we can now provide you the opportunity to donate a certain amount of money, which is ranges from around 100,000 US to donate to the government, and then you get the passport. Antiguan government, the passport of that country takes you to at least around 130 countries plus, including some parts of Africa. The reason why Antigua has a wider reach amongst all the Caribbean passports because it has more access to Africa. So you find out that Antigua can take you to South Africa. It can take you to a lot of other parts of Nigeria, of Africa, I think even Kenya, Rwanda, all part of Eastern Africa. So this passport gives you that reach. And also, when you look at Grenada, and like I always tell Dr. Stephen, they call it the Ferrari of the Caribbean. And this is because it has an E2 component. It has an E2 component, which means that as a Grenadian citizen, you have the right to apply for an E2 visa in America, which gives you the access to live and work in the United States of America visa without having to be a green card holder or a passport holder. This is a treaty the two governments have. So it's not something you can easily go and apply. You have to be a Grenadian citizen for you to apply for that particular visa. And this is more or less a roadmap to citizenship in the United States of America. So we've seen an influx of people, going for Grenada because of that area, that type of visa as well, that they need to have ties with America. And that's because most of them, their kids have got American citizenship. So they want to be able to have access to the children at any time. But then if you hold a Nigerian passport whereby the visa you get is just 2 years, well, the ratio at which you even get the visa is even very slim. The chances are slim. What you need to do is to quickly get a Canadian citizenship, apply for an E2 visa, and you know you're sorted for life. You don't have to think about jumping on a flight to go see your children. You can actually do it when you wake up in the morning. You can book the last flight of Delta or British Airways out of Lagos or out of anywhere in Africa and get to the US to see your family. This is what we're trying to sell here. We're not trying to sell anything other than human value. It's for you to be able to achieve this stuff. Grenada gives you an access to over 120 countries, including China. So for some of my Igbo brothers that enjoy traveling to China a lot, this is a very big opportunity for you, because this passport gives you access to China. It gives you access to Russia. So people who are also into oil and gas, this gives you access to Russia as well. So when you look at it, it gives you access to the whole of Schengen, Europe, UK region. And we are hoping that more visa frees will come. I know that Antigua is currently having talks with Canada. So it means that within the next at least 1-2 years, they should be able to have a visa free with Canada. And you can imagine having a passport that gives you access to Canada visa free. The only access that this passport do not give you is to the US. So you need to apply for the regular B1, B2 visa to get to the US, unless if you go through the route of Grenada and then you've applied for the E2 visa. In that case, you do not need the B1, B2 visa.
Beautiful. Guys, I hope you are setting up your questions, because we're here to take as many of your questions as possible, because this is, I've been told a lot of you have loads and loads and loads of questions, for us, but we're going to go into the questions very soon. I'd like you to also touch on certain key people who are eligible and people who might not be eligible, for this kind of program.
Yeah, so again, as every other program have its own requirement, the same thing this program also has its own requirements. You need to have at least a minimum income of 100,000 US dollars annually. You need to be able to have that, display that. At the point of you even applying, you need to display a balance of at least 100,000 or 125 or 150, depending on what the value of the donation amount would be. So you need to be able to display that for you to qualify, and you need to be able to display that you actually earn at least 100,000 US. Now, why? This is because the government needs to justify your source of wealth, how you made your money, your source of income. You can't be earning $20,000 a year and tell us that you want to apply for this program. So it's going to raise red flag. Now, I'm not saying you can't save to get that, but it's just how the world is, unfortunately. So when you need to be able to show that. You need to be 18 years and above. That's a must. You cannot apply if you are young, except you have an older person who is applying, who should be your father, and then they can put you, or even your brother. So your brother. So like we have Antigua and Grenada, basically can even allow you to put in your siblings in the application. So which is a very good thing. So if I have my sibling that is less than 30 or 30 on the dot, I can actually add them on the application.
Fantastic. I think that's very good. Also, want to look at the aspect of if someone has had a criminal record before, or what are some of the key things that people need to look out for when they want to apply, and the information they need to disclose onwards, because some people will say, oh, in Africa we keep certain things. Meanwhile, you need full disclosure in things like this. Can you just enlighten us a bit?
Yeah, so you basically need to have a clean criminal record. You need to be able to disclose every single thing to us, starting from your uh, business, every single thing. We need to know, because this process goes through a vigorous due diligence process, and if you do not disclose, the intelligence team will find out, and that would lead to an automatic disqualification of your application. So it is important you know that you have clean criminal records. If there are issues, probably you have, let's say, adverse media, because of course, in a time like this, you cannot stop someone from going on his computer to write, oh, you murdered XYZ person, even if nothing like that ever existed or happened. So in that case, you need to be able to tell us and prove to us that yes, this was just a false allegation on the internet, and you cannot, you have nothing to do with it. In that case, then we know how to put things together and support with supporting documents and submit. I've gotten questions also like, are politicians allowed? What I always say is that politicians are not criminals, okay? Politicians, not all of them are criminals, let me put it that way. Politicians have a certain amount of money they earn, which of course, if you look at it, they should be able to qualify to apply. What happens is, if that politician cannot prove to us to reasonable doubt how actually he accumulated his wealth, this is where the problem is, okay? If you show us a statement that shows purely your salary coming in, or your allowances coming in, or investments coming in here and there, that is fine. But we don't want to see a huge transaction of $1 million, and you cannot explain to us what the relationship was, what happened, how did that $1 million ended up in your account. So this is the major issue, especially with politicians, that we always face. And I always tell people that, some countries automatically rule out PEPs. Automatically, they say if you're politically exposed, no, you cannot. But some countries also will consider, look at it from some angles and say, yes, we will take you.
Okay, beautiful. So guys, at this point, we'll open the doors for questions. And Abisola, you can help me with the questions on Facebook.
Okay. Me, I even have a question. I have a question for Mr. Habila. So, Mr. Habila, you're saying something about, okay, it's what particular age can you apply as an individual for this citizenship by investment? Because you said you can't apply if you are young. So what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so you need to apply, 18 years is the minimum age. The entry point has to be 18 years. So you need to be an adult to be able to apply. If there also, I think there's another thing that just came to my mind, and I just wanted to say that even if you don't have to display, or you cannot display 100,000 US annual income, someone can gift you that money. So it's a situation whereby people are being sponsored, all right? And it's fine. It's totally fine for someone to sponsor you. The only thing is, the person sponsoring you will have to now give us a financial document of his. We need to see where he got his money, blah, blah. So it's the same thing that applies to your financial sponsor. But as an individual, you need to apply when you are 18. You cannot apply if you're less than 18. You cannot be a standalone application.
Beautiful. So, do you have more questions, Abisola?
Questions here. So someone here asked, what happens to salary earners?
Let me handle Zoom while you help me handle Facebook. We're streaming both on Gtax Homes.
So someone here asked,
we're streaming both on Gtax Homes Facebook and my own personal Facebook. So you can be picking questions from that. So what do you do? Help me handle the Stimactile TV page while I handle Gtax Homes and Zoom. So I have first question here on Zoom. It says, what happened to business owners, and does one need to buy property like it's done in Turkey? Thank you.
Well, first of all, let me answer the property part. Yes, you will need to buy from Gtax, which of course that will basically lead you to us. Of course, what happens to you as a business owner, that's fine. I mean, as long as you generate income from your business, it's okay. We don't have a problem with that. Again, you just need to prove that you have an income, um, or a turnover, for example, for 100,000 US, and that's it. It applies the same thing to you as a business owner. There is no restriction or rather difference. The only thing is you would need to provide us all your company documents to show us that your business is legit. And sometimes they might even ask us to ask you as the applicant to provide probably information about few business partners of yours because they find out all this information. So yeah, as a business owner as well, you're eligible, and of course, we're happy to assist you.
Okay, so on Gtax Homes page, somebody saying what Europe country is Grenada visa free to?
Sorry, come again with the question.
So basically, it's asking European countries that you have visa free to if you have Grenada passport.
So with Grenada and Antiguan passport, it gives you access to the whole of Europe, whole of Schengen, including UK. So there is no which one. Now you can travel anywhere within Europe and Schengen and the UK visa free.
Okay, beautiful.
Some might be visa on arrival, some might be visa on arrival. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, visa on arrival still means visa free. You don't need to go online up or queue up or get an appointment in the embassy to apply for a visa before you fly.
Beautiful. Another person saying which of GTEx property tied to this scheme, and how can a realtor partner with GTEx to refer people? So I think that's me to answer. So we have a new product, Beryl Antigua and Beryl Grenada is an off-plan two-bedroom building, and it goes for $80,000 thereabout. So once you subscribe for that particular program, and you've made a substantial deposit towards it, we will immediately be open to start processing your second passport for you. And honestly, you having that property also increase your chance in this kind of program, because it also confirm your net worth and confirm the fact that you have you have a solid pedigree back at home, even before now trying to become the citizens of this country, because they too have to take the right set of people to become their citizens. I mean, it's just common sense. Nobody just wants to just anybody to be their citizen. So I hope that's clear. And as for referral, you get your commission as regards the property the client has purchased from Gtex, absolutely. But as regards the money they are paying for their visa, their passport and citizenship payment, there's no commission on that, because of course that money goes to the government. It doesn't come to us. That money goes to the government of Antigua if you are processing Antigua passport, or the money goes into Grenada if you are processing Grenada passport. So it depends on the country you're doing, but you will definitely get your regular 10.32% commission on the property they are buying from Gtex Homes. So we have more questions that are pouring in heavily. I hope you are ready for all these questions. Okay, so it says, what happened to okay, next question, it says, is the 100,000 for the government or my money?
So the 100,000 is for the government. Unfortunately, it's a donation amount, and this is why the aspect of the property that you're buying with GTEx will be your money, will be your home. As a matter of fact, depending on what you intend to use it for. But the 100,000 is basically uh, completely to the government.
Okay, so we have more questions here. Abisa, when you're ready, just raise your hand or let me, because we have a lot of questions on Zoom. Hello, house. As individuals in Nigeria, can someone apply for Antigua visa, and what are the steps? Well, we're not teaching about the visa here, we're teaching about the passport and you becoming the citizens. It's this a citizen rather of Antigua. But again, if you want to talk about that.
So yes, you can apply for a visa. I mean, you're not nobody stops anyone from applying for a visa. You just need to qualify for them. I mean, they have criteria, which I'm not a visa expert, unfortunately, so I wouldn't want to say much about that. But I believe that yes, as a Nigerian citizen, you can apply for a visa. I think they have an embassy in the UK, you can apply for that. Otherwise, you need to apply directly to Antigua, online, and then they have to approve and all that. So this would be basically the process for that.
Okay. Hello, let me see. It says, can husband and wife come together to apply on behalf of their siblings?
So I don't understand on behalf of their siblings. Are you saying you want to sponsor your sibling, or you're saying you want the sibling to, I mean, if you can hear me, probably you can reply. Or are you saying that you want your sibling to be tied to the program while you and your husband applies? So I need to understand that just so I can narrow down your question to a particular answer.
Okay. Question, aside the 100K donation and the property purchase from Gtax Homes, are there other charges like processing fee, etc.? Will the 100K USD cover for myself and my family? And that's myself, my wife, and 2 children.
Yeah, so basically the 100K is a donation amount. Now this will be for a family of 3, but if you've got 2 children, then it's gonna go up to 125. But then yes, there's also fees like processing fees, due diligence fees, and the legal advisory fee on top. So you also have some extras there that you will need to pay as well.
Okay, and if you're asking what's the extra, it depends on the structure of your family.
It's on the structure, yeah.
You know,
So,
so
and for most of you asking questions like this, it's really impressive. You can always reach out to Gtax, and there's always going to be a quote that will be sent to you on offer where you see all the breakdown, which I believe that those breakdown will work perfectly for you. If you have any question, you can.
Abisola, do you have the email they are supposed to send further inquiries to? Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, we can.
Yes, please. You can send a mail to gtexthomesdubai@gmail.com. gtexthomesdubai@gmail.com.
Okay, I thought there was supposed to be like citizenship by investment at Gtax.
They should just make the subject of the mail citizenship by investment, so we know this is what we want to talk about.
Can you follow up with the IT team? Because I think there was also a customized email we wanted them to.
Okay.
So follow up and let us know if they've done that. Okay, we have more questions here. Thank you. Is there a fixed amount one has to spend to acquire GTX property to be qualified? Yes, we have a particular new off-plan sales. It's a 2-bedroom flat. It's about $80,000, and that's the particular property attached to this. Okay.
Okay. If you want to send a mail, you can send a mail to askus@gtexthomesdubai.com. Ask us, ASKUS @gtexthomesdubai.com.
Okay, if you can help us type it on Zoom as well
All
as
right.
on Facebook. And please, I still want you to follow up with the IT team because I told Edward there was a particular, let's just have a unique email that covers for all inquiries on this rather than giving the general email.
Yes, he sent the mail. He sent the mail to me now, so it seems.
Solomon Udo says, I'm glad to attend this webinar. Good to know that you are happy about the webinar. We're going to type the various emails to you guys. And so you are the one to send your questions and whatever you want to make an inquiry about. But we're still going to take as many questions as possible today. Thank you. Let me see. This is John Nguena. Says, where is the new Gtax property located? It's Beryl Estates Phase 2, Ibejuleki in Lagos. Beryl Estates Phase 2, Ibejuleki in Lagos. George Ugwanya, okay, it's given the Dubai number. We're going to give the email, no problem. Let me see. Solomon Udo says, how long will the offer last? Again, I don't know if Habila has an answer to that, but for us at Gtech, this particular program, we're targeting first 200, and once we reach the first 200, we might have to, come up with something else, but we're not sure yet. But we only know that this program is targeting just 200 because the new off-plan sales is about 200 units of 2-bedroom. But that's the information I can give for now. So it's 200. It's for once we hit our 200, 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, we're done for this. We may not come back with something else, but we don't know for
I mean,
now.
you're absolutely correct. We don't have a timeline for how long this is going to be. As long as Gtex keeps building new homes for you guys, I'm happy to keep collaborating with Gtex on this to help the client. Because again, like I said, we want you to get value for your money. So of course, if you've been thinking about second citizenship and all that, I mean, why not just buy a property with GTEX, and we can always assist you in, the other parts of, your the passport process. Now, I think I'm just going to jump on this question, Doctor, that I've just seen for clarity. After purchasing the property from GTEX, that 80,000 investor will need to pay 100,000 to the government for passport. Yes, you're very correct. 80,000 will be the purchase amount, I believe, right, for GTEX homes.
Yeah.
And then the 100,000 will be, like I said, it depends. If it's a family of 3, yes, we're looking at 100,000. But then will be plus plus plus. And if it's a family of 4 or 5, it's going to go up to 125, and then plus plus plus. So you are correct with your question. The only thing is that it's not just 100,000. Just be aware of it. 100,000 is the entry point of the donation amount, and this is the first step for a family of 2 or 1 person, and then family of 3, 4, it increases like that.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you, sir. There are a couple of questions here on Facebook. So someone is asking, can a single application cover myself and my wife? Can a single application cover my wife and I?
Yeah. So one application is basically you and your family. As long as you're married, your wife can go under your application, your children will go under your application. And that's why I said even your siblings that are under 30 can also go on the application. That's dependent on you, and however, they must be single and not married.
Okay.
Okay, and another thing here, Mr. Shegun Akinshaye. So he's asking, I'm a business owner in Nigeria, and I want to ask if I'm buying property from GTEX or buying from Grenada government before I have the chance to become second citizen. And how much is the outright price to become a citizen by investment?
Okay, so I think if I understand this question, you want to understand if his investment is sleeping with the government or with GTEX home.
Yes.
What we are doing with this is we are only at the moment providing through Gtax, providing the donation aspect of it, all right? Because Gtax is a developer in Nigeria, I believe, which they have their own homes, they're building and all that. And then we're saying that you can buy your property with Gtax, which completely have nothing to do with the government. So your investment do not lie with the government, it lies with Gtax. However, the donation you're going to do is going to the government. So you have two steps. You're buying a home with Gtax, and then you're doing a donation with the government as a ballpark. This is exactly what it is. What you're buying from Gtax is your home with Gtax in Lagos. Your investment is with Gtax and not with the government of Antigua or Grenada.
Somebody is saying that can I buy property with GTEx without the passport? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
And absolutely yes. What's the rental value? Well, Beryl is close to Dangote refinery, so and based on the quality of houses we're building, expecting that those who will be renting it will be Dangote refinery staff. So that then brings the rental value to four, depends, 4 million, 3 million thereabout per annum. If you're able to get the foreign expat rates of Dangote refinery. Somebody is asking, will it take 5 years from now? No, but let me allow you to answer. It's not 5 years to
It's
process.
immediately. So when you do this invest, you have your property from day one with Gtax, and then it's a 4 months process to process the passport. So it's not 5 years; it's a 4 month process to obtain that the passport. Now, the good part of this is your investment with Gtax is 100% yours. If you want to go through the real estate route of the government and all that, you will need to at least the investment will need you will need to they will have to hold the investment for 5 years. It's not 100% ownership, you only have shares. So this is the advantage here and there, that you can actually own it 100% with GTEX, while of course you simply just put in the donation aspect of the amount, and we help you.
Fantastic. So I hope, Mr. Solomon Udo, you understand what we're saying, that there could be, there are like two ways you can work with the government of either Grenada or Antigua. You can do donation, you can do real estate investment, but in most cases, the investment is not outrightly yours. It's like a 5-year investment program. And, the one we are recommending here is the one where you're able to do your investment part with GTEX and you own your property 100%. You can sell it whenever you like, you can rent it out, you can do whatever, and it's immediately your property, not government's property, while you then do a donation to the government for 100,000. If you are a family of three. Family of three means husband, wife, one child.
Yeah.
Okay, and while if you are a family of four, it comes to about 125,000 USD that you are donating. So the more the child, the children, the higher the pay. However, this that we've said does not cover processing fee. The processing fee is also a function of who the family members are. In terms of, yes, the I'm just being told by the office that the GTEX 2 bedroom property you are investing in it is 87,000 USD, but we're giving a discount today where for those of you who are signing up for this, you are able to get that 2 bedroom for 80,000 instead of 87,000. Okay, so that's where we can, do some discount. But in the area of the donations, it's government money. We don't have, power over that. Then you have, of course, your processing fee, due diligence fee, where they need to the company handling the processing, which is Arton Capital. They have their fees that they charge for processing. But that again, we can't mention because it's always a function of the family setup, but it's not that much. probably 10,
Europe
10,000
countries.
or 15,000, depending kind of range. Um, so let's see, the email is citizenship or citizen by investment at gtaxhomes.com or ask us at gtaxhome.com. So those are the emails you can send if questions or inquiry to. We have Jane Vima says, please, which country passport are you discussing and how much investment required? So, Mr. Abila, you want to talk about it again? You're muted.
Sorry. I
Yeah.
didn't even know I was going on mute. So we're basically discussing on two countries, which one is Antigua and Barbuda, and the other one is Grenada. How much investment are we looking at? We're looking at about 80,000 US with a Gtax, and at least another 150, 160, 170, depending on the structure of the family, with the government of Antigua, or I think starting from 150 upwards to the government of Grenada. Another thing is what you're giving is a donation. Your investment, it's only 87,000 thereabout, which as at today, Doctor have said he's given, he's in a Santa Claus mode. So a discount of 7K, which is fantastic. And you're getting an $80,000 house in Lagos. Fantastic. So these are the two programs that we have decided to bring to your doorstep. And we are happy to help and to also be associated with Gtax Homes on this.
Okay, so we have more questions. Mr. or Mrs. Oluwatoyin, I'm not sure that you're a Mr. or Mrs., but what we're saying is the first process is you invest what the package we put together, you invest with Gtax in our 2-bedroom property. After that, you then are able to donate 100,000 to whichever of the country you're trying to work with. And then, of course, you still pay your processing fee. That's all. I'm not saying you don't need to invest in Gtax to do this. Okay, we expect you to invest with Gtax. Somebody's also asking, are there other he says citizenship by investment in Dubai or any country in Europe?
It's basically not in Dubai. Like I said, this is specifically the UAE have no program. Europe has few programs, which of course we're happy to also discuss on other opportunities. Once if you have an appetite in that, so it's something we're happy to also discuss. However, what we're looking at right now is Antigua and Barbuda, and as well as Grenada. Now, I have also seen a question directly to you, Dr. Stevens, saying if he's getting correctly, 100K donation of Grenada government can eventually end your passport and their citizenship. So basically, a passport means you're a citizen, all right? So it's not a passport and eventually, once passport, you are actually a citizen of the country. Yes, you will buy a house with Gtax. Now, just to make it clear, and this is why, and so that we're not quoted wrongly, that you can decide to go either route. Okay, there are people. There is a standalone donation program. Okay, standalone donation program where you can actually donate. However, in this situation here, and why we're having this webinar is to educate you on the properties Gtax have got and the opportunity that lies in those properties, or that property. When you purchase it, you have the access and the opportunity to become a citizen of Antigua or Grenada. And that passport gives you access to Europe, Schengen, UK, and so many parts of Asia as well as Africa. I mean, this is an incredible thing. You can imagine how you get rejected. I know most Nigerian passport holders have gotten rejected many times on a visa, very important trip you need to make, and then you're getting rejected. These are some of the things that we're trying to stop. That, you know what, as a Nigerian citizen or citizen of any part of Africa, you should not go through this. Okay. Now, this is an opportunity for those who can afford it to invest and also get a second citizenship. And the passport also means citizenship.
One of the question I think some people are trying to ask here, because I needed to restructure it for the person. If I'm currently in Europe and I'm an illegal alien, does my ability to get this passport, either Grenada or Antigua, can that translate into me becoming a legal resident? Is there a way to be able to then use that to normalize your stay in Europe?
Well, now, first of all, if you're an alien in a country, it means you're unregistered in that country, right? You're there illegally. There is no way you will apply for that program living in that country. It's not possible. You're gonna get arrested. You're gonna get deported. That's just the basic thing. Number one. Secondly, if you're there as an illegal citizen, how then are you making your money to be able to finance this? You see, so these are some of the questions you should also ask yourself. If you're making at least 100,000 US, 200,000 US somewhere else, why are you not living in that place? Why are you now an alien in that other country? So these are some of the so many questions the compliance people look at and they say, you know what, no. So unfortunately, for an individual like this, we cannot assist. We advise that wherever you're making your legitimate income, that you go back there, and then of course we can now look at see how we can, apply for this.
What about people who are legitimately in those countries, whether through some visa or through some arrangement, but are not yet, they are not citizens of any of these European countries?
Yeah. Okay.
Can they apply for this?
Yes,
And,
they can. If you're in that country, living there legitimately, you have an income coming, you're making good income, even though you're not a citizen yet, of course you can apply for the program.
okay.
Absolutely. In Europe, especially Portugal, you cannot apply for their program if you are an EU person. So EU person, I think, means that you live in the in Europe, if I'm not mistaken. So we need to check that information correctly. But of course, yes, you're free to apply. We are happy to look at applications like that.
Okay, beautiful. Solomon, who does wants a PDF breakdown
Hmm.
for this global citizenship? Abisola, can we work on that for him? And
Sure.
anyone else, you can just send us a mail if you want like a breakdown. Abisola is going to work with Mr. Abila to come up with like a PDF that gives you all the breakdown, and probably an FAQ, frequently asked questions, will be there, and so that further helps. Okay, guys, any further questions? If you have any more questions, I really want to thank you for coming and sharing with our people today. I know you're a very busy man, and just returning back, so it's been a lot, you know.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I was in Turkey and we're trying to fix this day. And I know it was supposed to be Saturday, and I was like, Doctor, please, I just glad that day. But
Yeah,
I'm glad that I can make it. And of course, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for being, a soldier all the time. I love your energy so much.
same.
Yeah, and I believe that together we can of course change the world and affect many lives positively through this game.
I'm aware you do a lot of. Do you want to share with us some of the charity projects you guys do? You're member of Save the Nation or something. Save
Yes.
a Child. You
Yes.
know.
Yeah, so I sit on the Africa Advisory Board of Save the Children UK. We basically are focused mainly on children's malnutrition, healthcare, as well as their mental health of state of health. Trying to get children out of refugee camps, or at least making sure that children have the right to education, a right to good medical access, and so many other things. So these are some of the major things we do, as well as I am the head of Africa for Global Citizen Forum, and we are mainly focused on refugees. We've done so many things in many refugee camps across the world. We want to believe that, in the next few years, we'll have no more refugee camps. And that's why we are talking to so many governments to implement this citizenship by investment. Now, the concept is that we believe that the wealthy few can actually create opportunity for the mass number of poor people to be able to, immigrate and move to other countries and get jobs. Because the more these investments are being made, donations to the government are being made, the more these governments have resources to build infrastructures, to build roads, to build hospitals, to create jobs. And by the time you have influx of so much capital like that in countries, small islands like this, even in Europe, including Europe, they will need people. The reason why we have refugees is because you have limited resources to push out in the society, and this is why we've got refugee camps. So through these programs, some of the things we're really campaigning and preaching that we encourage every individual that have the capacity to look at going into the Citizen by Investment program to be able to impact. Now, indirectly, you don't know what you're doing. Now, I'm going through now to the humanitarian part, but imagine you making a donation to the government of 100,000. Imagine the amount of jobs you've created in some of these little islands. You don't even know. I mean, so much, massive. Imagine you've probably built a hospital, maybe a little healthcare center somewhere. You've touched life. You have actually touched the life somewhere. So these are some of the things that we do, and I'm really excited to be part of a lot of this humanitarian work. We basically also have just set up one of the first African Impact Fund Foundation called Ambatu. It's situated out in the UK. So we're doing a lot. We're doing a lot, and we're hoping that we can again change the world.
Awesome. I mean, he's also one of my guests on the season 2 of Investment Chat in a Rolls Royce. Is somebody really we're proud of, and real good job you're doing. I even saw the Save the Elephant. I said, now, wow.
Save the elephant. People are like, you stop saving children now, you're saving elephants.
Exactly. Exactly.
Animals. These are very important animals, and they go through a lot. You won't imagine what elephant goes through because their tusk, I believe they call it a tusk, are very expensive. And so people randomly kill them just to go take out only that tusk to go sell. So you can imagine the pain this animal goes through, the kind of death they go through, the threat they go through. So we're very much involved with Save the Elephant, and we're trying to save this elephant. We're trying to preserve them. They are fantastic animals. They're animals that deserve to live, and not animals that deserve to be a tool for money making industry.
Fantastic. I mean, great stuff you're doing. Thank you. And for all of you, please, I do not advise that you drop your email or number on the social media you're watching. Rather, just send us a mail so that you don't have people spam you. Because a lot of people always wonder why I don't ask them to drop their contacts. A lot of people are watching, right? So you just say, hey, here's my email. Before you know, you can get scammers to come at you that way. So we always give the email you have to reach out to. So that way is we are the ones reaching out to you and you knew you sent us a mail. So it's citizen by investment at gtaxhomes.com. Bisola, if you can help me post it again on Zoom and on across all the social media, we're streaming live. So please just send us a mail instead of dropping your email or your contact. Just send us a mail. Whatever question you have, whatever we can answer, we'll forward it to Abila and his team at Arton Capital, and they're going to definitely get back to you. I want to thank all of you for coming. We appreciate everybody who's made this event possible. Bisola, Edward, Ejakaribo, we can see you. I hope your people are here, and I hope you have better understanding now.
Yes, sir. They are here. Everyone are here. Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
you're welcome. So, thank everybody who's made this a wonderful show. So I'd just like to have your final word before we wrap up.
Well, thank you again. There's nothing other than me saying, please go purchase a home with Gtax, and we are on the standby to help you reach your goal, your dreams, and create a future for you and your family. We all want to be remembered for something great, and we do want to be remembered for being part of your lives. So thank you so much for attending this, and I'm very positive that. You will not regret whatever business relationship that we will all have through Gtax and we as Arton Capital. Thank you so much, Dr. Stephen, for having me.
You are welcome. Blessed Monga says, greetings to Abila, is my tribesman. Blessed Monga. Okay, are you also from Borno State? Okay, I believe so. So Monga, that must be Biu or where?
Well, I am not too sure, but
By the by,
I
by
believe.
the way, I think Abila confessed that he really he really didn't have much, he didn't really grow up like that in Borno State. So
Not at all. I not at all. But hey, I love my people. I love my state. It's a wonderful place. And thank you so much, Blessed Monga. And yes, a shout out to you too.
okay, great. Okay, great, guys. Thank you, everybody who is thanking us for this. Says Dr. Stephen, thank you for always adding value. God bless you, sir. Thank you too. We appreciate you all. We thank you all that you enjoyed it and it's enlightening. And we look forward to doing business together and working with you to achieve your dreams. And the good news, I would like him to finally talk on this. Every one of you, we will personally bring your passport to you, and we will love to see the joy on your face. Well, I'd like him to talk about this.
Much believe in personal touch. And you can imagine how many people have met all across the world handing over passports to them. I've lost count of how many passports I've given within the last 6 7 years. I mean, I've lost count. And every year at least I travel around the world and at least give passport. The faith, the emotion they display when they finally receive that passport it's so heartwarming. I think this is one of the things that I really love about what I do. And I'm sure that when by the time myself and Mr. Stephen get into this business big time, he would also understand what I mean. But the thing is, when these people receive this passport, they every airport they pass through, they remember you. And I get many calls almost every day. Someone using his passport for the very first time and calling me to say, "Man, I just passed through the airport without no headache. You don't understand how I feel. Thank you so much." This is the most important. There is nothing bigger than that. Money cannot buy that. Money
Yeah.
cannot buy someone remembering you positively for changing his life forever. So we will personally bring these passports to you, to your doorstep, to hand it over to you, to sit down, have water, champagne, whatever, juice, to celebrate with you and be happy with you. And your success is our success. So you can imagine how happy I feel when I receive a passport Not to talk about you who own the passport, how you gonna feel when you hold that passport and you're like, finally, going to apply for 5 years, 10 years visa in the UK. You wake up in the morning, I can tell you, and literally plan a flight in the evening to the UK or to Switzerland or to Paris or to Luxembourg or to Malta. Anywhere. You don't have to think about having to apply for a Schengen visa to go for your summer break is fixed. Your business opportunity is fixed. Your healthcare is fixed. You don't have to think about anything. You just have to get on the flight, think of where you want to go to, and go. So this is what we're saying, and I'm really looking forward to presenting some of these passports with Doctor to so many of you here that I've seen. I've asked so many questions, and some of you that are about to send in your own inquiries.
Beautiful, guys, beautiful. And I can see a lot of you thanking Mr. Abila. No problem. He's also thanking you back, I'm very sure. We love you and good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody. Eric Yaichuku, Chisom.